Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are tearing into a source that is what's really an extraordinary flashpoint in modern corporate history.
It really is.
We're talking about an open letter. It details this huge, internal, and very widespread dissent against the core strategy of one of the world's most powerful tech companies.
Yeah, and what's so fascinating here is that this isn't just, dissatisfaction with a single project.
Right.
It's a critique of the entire system. It's basically an indictment of the philosophy driving big tech right now.
And the employees, they put it in really stark terms.
They do. They say leadership has just completely prioritized this race to build the most powerful AI first.
Fueled by these, honestly, terrifying corporate mantras, things like sink or swim.
And that other one, work with it or be replaced, it's incredibly ominous. This whole letter is a challenge to the idea that speed justifies, well, any cost.
Which sets a perfect and I think urgent tone for our mission today.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack the powerful claims in this open letter. It's signed by over 1,000 current Amazon employees.
And that's not even the whole story.
Right, because it's also drawn support from more than 3,600 solidarity signers from across the industry. We're talking people at Microsoft, Google, Apple.
Which tells you this isn't just an Amazon problem. The core warning is so clear. They say this all-cost justified, warp speed approach to AI development will do staggering damage to democracy, to our jobs, and to the earth.
And just look at who signed it. The composition of the signatories, it tells you everything you need to know about how deep these concerns run. It's not just, disgruntled entry-level staff. It spans every single level. Warehouse associates, delivery drivers, the people who see this impact every single day.
All the way up to principal engineers, senior data scientists, and even directors.
And across all the key divisions, AWS, AGI, their Artificial General Intelligence group, and get this, even worldwide sustainability.
That's the one that really gets me. When the people whose literal job it is to ensure sustainability are signing a letter saying the company is moving in the wrong direction, you just have to pay attention.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We have to start with the most, I think, immediate and tangible conflict, which is fundamentally environmental.
Yes.
The employees are sounding a huge alarm here, claiming Amazon is actively casting aside its climate goals to build AI.
And that's the most jarring contradiction in the whole letter. So Amazon committed to reaching net zero carbon emissions by 2040.
A huge public promise.
A huge promise. But since 2019, the letter points out that their annual emissions have actually grown by about 35%.
Wow.
And the employees are pointing the finger directly at the AI infrastructure race as the reason that gap is getting wider and wider.
And the financial scale of this acceleration, that's what throws it into such sharp relief. I mean, the company plans to spend a reported $150 billion.
Just an unbelievable number.
Just building new data centers specifically for AI. To put that in context for you, that is more than the GDP of a lot of small nations.
It's colossal. And we should probably pause and understand why AI is so environmentally taxing. It's not just the buildings.
It's what's inside them.
Exactly. These new AI systems, they rely on these GPU clusters that generate an extraordinary amount of heat, which means they need massive, constant cooling. And that leads to two big environmental drains.
Which would be water and grid reliability, right?
Precisely. First, a lot of these new centers are planned for drought-stressed regions. So they'll be consuming scarce local water, billions of gallons of it, just for cooling.
And the second part.
The energy demand. It's so immense that utility companies are being forced to either keep coal plants running past their expiration dates or, even worse, build new gas plants just to meet the load.
So that completely undercuts the net zero plague.
It vaporizes it.
So it's a direct link. AI demands dirty energy, and the employees are watching their own company's sustainability commitments just evaporate. But the sources also point to a political dimension here that's arguably even more concerning.
Oh, yeah. The letter alleges that Amazon actually killed legislation that would have required its data centers to use clean energy.
So you have the public pledge over here.
And then behind the scenes, you have them using their political muscle to make sure they don't actually have to follow through with regulations on their biggest energy consumer.
The data centers. And to make it worse, AWS, the cloud division that's driving this whole thing, is apparently actively helping oil and gas companies drill more oil faster.
Providing them with custom AI and machine learning solutions to do it.
It's just a complete reversal of that sustainability commitment. It's so hard to reconcile.
Well, if you connect it to that bigger picture, you see that the pursuit of being first in AI is just overriding every other ethical or strategic commitment. The employees are basically saying these environmental consequences aren't just unfortunate side
They're
effects.
a calculated outcome of the strategy.
Exactly.
This environmental conflict leads us right into the second major concern, which is all about the human workforce.
Right. They feel, and I'm quoting here, that Amazon is forcing us to use AI while investing in a future where it's easier to discard us.
And that point really highlights this deep cognitive dissonance between the sunny rhetoric of AI.
That it'll make jobs better, more exciting.
Right. CEO Jassy promised that fewer humans would be needed, but the remaining jobs would be more exciting and fun.
But the workers detail a reality of just burnout.
They're seeing higher expected output, drastically shorter timelines, mandates to build AI tools for what they call wasteful use cases. It must be so demoralizing.
I can't imagine you see $150 billion being poured into machines and infrastructure.
But almost no investment in career advancement or retraining for the actual people.
Yeah.
The message they're receiving is so clear. The investment is for the machine, not for you.
And this impact is felt most acutely by the logistics workers. I mean, the backbone of Amazon's whole model.
Absolutely.
They're reporting severe work speedups, all driven by algorithms, constant surveillance, higher injury rates, and just profound burnout. The AI isn't making their jobs better.
It's just maximizing their output until they can be replaced.
That's the fear.
And what makes that labor situation so potentially explosive politically is the backdrop. The letter points out all of this is happening while Amazon is trying to declare the National Labor Relations Board unconstitutional.
Wait, so you have a corporation that is accelerating the automation of its workforce?
Mhm.
And at the exact same time, it's challenging the very legal framework that's designed to protect those workers.
It feels like an escalation, doesn't it, beyond a standard labor dispute.
It absolutely is. It's like they're trying to preemptively dismantle the regulatory safety net for this future automated workforce.
It removes the only legal recourse workers have when they're dealing with mass layoffs or speed-ups enforced by an algorithm.
And that leads right to the control mechanism. The letter confirms that AI is actively used to surveil warehouse workers to optimize their output. But crucially, that surveillance infrastructure goes way beyond the warehouse.
They're surveilling customers, too.
Through their devices, their services. It's a technological control that spans the entire supply chain, from producer to consumer.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. And we move beyond just the internal operations to the massive societal consequences. The employees argue that by pursuing AI without any guardrails, Amazon is helping build a more militarized surveillance state with fewer protections for ordinary people.
And the sources really highlight the deep political and regulatory influence that Amazon wields to make sure their AI development stays, unfettered.
They mentioned that Amazon, along with Meta, Microsoft, and Google, lobbied to secure a ban on state regulation of AI.
For how long?
For the next 10 years.
10 years. So they're basically securing a decade-long free pass to deploy this incredibly powerful technology without any local oversight.
It's a staggering amount of regulatory capture. And speaking of government ties, the letter cites this really specific example.
The coupon.
The billion-dollar coupon. Amazon reportedly offered the Trump administration a massive $1 billion coupon for AWS services, and a staffer called it a foundational piece for their national AI action plan.
Which just shows how deeply intertwined the cloud provider is with the actual implementation of government policy. AWS isn't just a contractor.
No, it's a critical enabler of the state's entire technological framework.
And that framework is being applied to enforcement and militarization very quickly.
Yeah, the employees highlight Amazon's collaboration with an autonomous weapons software company, directly contributing to the automation of war.
And on top of that, they're still a major cloud provider to the Department of Homeland Security, and they power the systems used by companies like Palantir.
Which the employees claim are essential components of the mass deportation machine. This is where we get to one of the most chilling anecdotes in the entire letter.
You mean the former ICE director's quote?
Yes. They cite a former ICE director who expressed a desire to run mass deportation with the same efficiency as Amazon's logistics. They wanted to run it.
Like Prime, but with human beings.
That metaphor. You just have to let that sink in.
It's horrifying. It shows the concern that this ruthless efficiency that was optimized for shipping packages is now being applied directly to human lives.
And it's not just federal. The domestic surveillance landscape is also expanding. They're making Ring their consumer security cross-platform AI first.
And they're reintroducing that tool that lets police request customer footage, right?
Exactly. Weaving a private AI-powered surveillance network right into the fabric of civilian life.
And this all connects back to power consolidation and media control. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and the sources say he's started asserting more control there.
The employees connect that to this broader pattern. You have these major AI players controlling the cloud, the enforcement tools, and the mass information ecosystems like Instagram and X.
So their concern is about ceding an unbelievable amount of power into the hands of a very small number of people and potentially an increasingly authoritarian government.
Okay, so after laying out all these existential concerns, climate, jobs, democracy, the letter shifts.
Right, it moves away from just critique and proposes very clear, actionable guardrails. They distill everything into 3 core demands.
Let's review those. So demand number 1, no AI with dirty energy. And they're not asking for vague promises here.
No, this is specific. A public auditable plan. They want all data centers powered by 100% additional local renewable energy, 247.
And crucially, an immediate end to custom AI solutions for oil and gas companies.
The second demand is no AI without employee voices. This calls for ethical AI working groups made up of non-managers.
So the actual rank-and-file workers.
Exactly, and they would have significant ownership over the goals, mitigating layoffs, environmental effects, and overseeing how AI is actually used. It's basically a demand for co-determination over the tech.
And the third demand, no AI for violence, surveillance, or mass deportation. This is an immediate call to end specific activities.
Right, like stopping surveillance of civilians in conflict zones like Gaza and ending collaboration with companies that specialize in drone warfare.
It's clear these demands are drawing strength from successful collective action that we've seen in other industries.
Oh, absolutely. The workers are showing they understand how to fight this kind of technological rollout.
Precisely. I mean, the sources point to concrete examples. Look at Hollywood.
The writers and actors strikes?
The WGA and SAG, they both won protections against generative AI being used without consent or compensation. That just shows the power of organized labor to create these guardrails.
And in healthcare, too. The National Nurses United organization, they won assurances that AI will not replace human nurses at USC and Kaiser Permanente.
And they secured worker oversight committees. These are tangible victories. They prove that the direction of AI is not inevitable. It can be negotiated.
Yeah, it can be structured to serve human needs.
And that's the ultimate aim here. The Amazon signatories, they articulate this profound goal. They want the promised gains from AI to translate into more freedom to play and rest, to spend time with family and friends.
It's a demand that AI should foster human flourishing, not just corporate efficiency.
So what does this all mean for you, for us? This deep dive has exposed these high interconnected risks that workers feel are just being willfully ignored in this frantic race for AI dominance.
Risks to the climate, to jobs, to the state itself.
Exactly. This letter isn't just about Amazon. It's a demand for accountability for the systemic, externalities that are created by this warp speed approach.
And the broader business relevance here is so critical because the economics might not even justify the risk.
What do you mean?
Well, the employees cite an MIT study that found a staggering 95% of corporate AI purchases actually failed to increase profits.
95%?
Which suggests the current AI hype might be less of a technological imperative and more of an economic bubble. It reinforces their call for a more serious, balanced conversation about the true costs and benefits.
This letter forces us to look past all the glittering hype and really examine who bears the cost of a $150 billion infrastructure build.
Whether it's the planet, the workers, or democracy itself.
The core tension that the employees raised is really this. Is the default profit-driven path of AI development going to primarily serve speed and corporate dominance? Or can society successfully demand that these technological gains translate into that universally desired outcome?
More freedom to play and rest. It raises a huge question. What specific mechanisms, beyond those achieved by striking workers in already unionized industries, could truly achieve that shift? How do you force a massive company to prioritize human well-being and ecological sustainability over just being the most powerful AI first? It's a question that challenges the entire foundation of how technology is governed and implemented right now.